Intro music.
A star for the ages for Tony Gwynn, number 3,000.
They have acquired Eric Johnson and Fernando Tatis Jr. from the White Sox in exchange for James Shield.
Welcome to Slam Diego!
My name is Joey.
My name is James.
And this is the Brothers Padre.
And ladies and gentlemen, the season's over.
Wow.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
The Padres' very disappointing 2021 season has come to a conclusion with a loss to the San Francisco Giants this afternoon. And there's nothing else you could say but disappointing. Like, you can't, the thing is, like, yes, it was an epic collapse. It was a disaster. Only thing that makes this loss and terrible season worse than any other loss and terrible season Padres fans have endured over the years is this year we had more anticipation.
Yep. Yeah.
Because I have seen the Padres collapse.
Oh, yeah.
I have seen the Padres finish just under 500 many times. And this one is just the worst because we shouldn't have.
Yeah. We've gone. If you're a loyal listener, which most of you are, thank you so much. Continue to listen to us. We appreciate it.
We love you all.
And I appreciate all the people who have listened to us throughout the season, all of our antics, all of our bits. I really do. You loyal listener, I appreciate you. And we hope that we can keep you entertained for seasons to come in the off season where we have some fun, zany, goofy things planned.
Yes, we do.
The loyal listener will know that we're very accepted to what's like. You and I aren't mad today.
No, we're not. Not at all. We were mad 3 weeks ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not mad today. Right. Today was about, and obviously we got eliminated from playoff contention
3 weeks ago.
Right. And so it doesn't, none of this really matters. Right. And so,
we've already gone through the 7 stages of grief and we're in acceptance now.
And that's okay. I just not too much like, there are going to be changes in the offseason, and we're gonna be here and talk about them. Before we get into that, I should probably recap the last 3 games, right? It's tradition around these parts.
It is tradition.
James, do you know the mythical creatures that live in the Bay Area? On the west part of the Bay?
Are those weird, unusual were seals? You get bitten by a were seal, you turn into a seal.
Seal?
Not the full moon, but the crescent moon.
Nope.
No? I just made up a mythical creature on the top of my head. let's just take a moment.
Sorry. I'll give you a beat for that one. Hold on. Wow, no, that isn't it. That's not it. Wow, but good guess, though. Good guess. The Giants. There's Giants in the... Oh, yeah. Yeah. And the Giants welcome us, the San Diego Fathers, into town for a 3-game set. The final series of their season as well. Isn't that funny? They coincide.
It's like it was scheduled 162 games.
And the first game, we got shut out 3-0 on... This is a very typical box score of the current Padres. 0 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. And the Giants are 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors. We're getting hits, not scoring runs. On the back of Pedro Avila. I had to speak that name in my mind several times and nail the pronunciation. I don't know why I have such a hard time with Pedro.
I don't know either. It's literally the easiest name from our Spanish cousins.
Yeah, he didn't do well. But he didn't do terrible, which is what we needed. So, good job. You didn't do terrible.
The offense just sucked worse than you did.
Emilio Pagan had a perfect inning.
Which Biggest shock in the last month.
But we still lost. Things didn't look good. Fernando Tatis Jr. had 2 hits, and it didn't matter because nothing came of it. So, Saturday, the same mythical creatures, James. You know, in ancient lore, giants, were just tall people. So, like, I wonder when a tall person met a real giant, like, they'd be like, hey, they call me the giant. Do you think that, like, tall people, like, hated the giants?
My rare seal was way better than whatever this is.
James, the San Francisco Giants, welcome the Padres in town on Saturday. And the Padres say, we're going to have a little bit of fun. And if you are a loyal listener, which we know you are, James and I predicted this. We said we're going to win 1 game. And we said it was going to be Joe Musgrove's game. Did we not say that, James?
We did.
Roll the tape. We're not going to roll the tape. But if you did, it would say that we predicted this. On the back of a nice Joe Musgrove start, Joe Musgrove never missed a start this year, James. He was the most consistent starter all throughout the year.
He was the only starting pitcher that was not on the injured list all year, which is incredible.
He 5 innings pitched, 4 strikeouts. Ross Detweiler came in, and he was picked up because we're out of arms and allowed to run, but that's okay because the good Padre bullpen showed up. Pierce Johnson, Daniel Hudson, Tim Hill, who got the win, by the way, and Mark Melanson got his league-leading 39th save. He is your NL save leader at the end of his season. And
good for him.
Yeah, good for him, James. Good for him. And then Sunday, the final game of the season.
Whoa. Jake Cronenworth got knocked in the last hit in the 10th inning and knocked in the last winning run of the Padres season.
That's fair.
Let's throw it out to Cronenworth.
I shouldn't restrain from giving accolades to a 79 A2 team at this point. So yeah, Jake Cronenworth, good job.
Yay!
He did it. Sack fly, final winning run. Final game, Giants beat us 11-4, and it was not a particularly close game.
At no point was it close.
Reese Kinnear, I think, is still a very talented pitcher. Still has some stuff to work out. It was obviously this game was like, hey, you're going to let you go as long as you want, bud. You want to go 5 innings? Go 5 innings, dude. And he got the loss. Gave up.
Although he didn't deserve the loss.
Nelson Lamet deserved the loss.
Yes. It's like, yeah, the Dodgers scored and we couldn't come back, and that's the rule. But Nelson Lamet gave up the game.
Yeah. So, yeah, 11-4, 11 runs, 10 hits for the Giants, 4 runs, 7 hits. The Padres had a little bit of magic in the 8th inning, 3 runs. Trent Grisham had a fun game. Got a couple of doubles, got an RBI single, robbed a home run from Evan Longoria. People are having fun. It's fun to be a baseball player. But with this win, the San Francisco Giants win the NL West, defeating the Dodgers. The Dodgers will not have won 9 in a row NL West titles, meaning that the Giants will be the first seed. Now, sealing deal is the best team in baseball, where the second best team will have to play the hottest team in baseball, the St. Louis Cardinals, in a 1-game winner-takes-all tournament. James, what a season. Do you have thoughts and feelings about this season that you haven't expressed before that you wish to express?
We had this conversation before we started rolling. What can we talk about our thoughts and feelings about this season, disappointments? Legitimately, for the last, seems like 3 months, all we've been talking about is what's disappointing us. There is nothing more I can say at this point that I haven't already talked about ad nauseum.
Yeah.
About, and so I can't. No, I don't. If I start picking open the wound, I'll just bleed out.
Right.
I can't say much more than I'm a diehard Padre fan, will be for the rest of my life. I have never felt the Padres had so much promise and potential and then just lose and fall apart in such a way I've never seen it before. It was unfathomable at the end of the season. If you and I would have said this was what the last episode of the year was going to be, I would have I would have called you a liar.
Yeah.
So no, there's nothing more I can say other than this is so disappointing. And I've seen the Padres lose almost 100 games.
Yeah.
But the beginning of that season, we were predicted to lose 100 games. So
Right.
the thing was, we didn't lose 100 games this year. That's what everyone said we were going to do. So yeah, there's nothing more I can add.
I agree. I think the only thing I would add is over the weekend, John Heyman said that Tingler's gone, and then Preller came out and said that's premature. That's not like we don't. That's reports false. And I think the only thing I would add, what you said is 100% right. I'm not gonna relive this. Like we've seen this train a coming.
Yeah.
Right. We're not now realizing we don't have a playoff spot. Obviously, I think that when we look at this season, unfairly it's going to land on Tingler when it probably should land more on Preller.
Preller and the support staff.
Right.
And the thing is,
We talked about it last episode. If you guys haven't heard last episode and you kind of get abreast of what's going on, the Athletic article detailing the collapse is very good. And it's stuff we've talked about a lot past episodes, but it's in one place, so I'd recommend that if you are interested in learning more. Yeah. Unfairly, people are going to say Tingler is the fall guy, but it's an organizational fall.
And it's true.
Yeah.
Jace Tingler is a new manager, and I can think of at least 10 games where if we had a more experienced manager, maybe he would have been able to get a win.
Right.
But that still wouldn't have got us into playoffs.
He's not the reason why there's parts of a season where most of our pitching staff was hurt.
Exactly.
Right. I mean, just the way it is.
And he's not responsible for every hitter on the team getting into a slump.
Yep. James, anything else before we move on to other topics?
No.
Well, as you know, James, we make predictions, and we try to keep track of them.
Well, no. You want to keep track of them, and so you did.
Yeah, that's true. This weekend, you and I got it both right. Isn't that fun?
The perfect weekend.
We nailed down to the exact day we would lose and win. So,
So what we're trying to do is every week predict the Padres record.
Yeah.
And
yeah. Spoiler alert, we're not very good at it.
no, not at all. Next year we won't do it because maybe it won't be so sad.
In total, James, we have gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 predictions right between us.
Oh. I was gonna say, I think I only have 2 now. Did you keep track of who won?
Yeah. Yeah, so we did not have, as the kids would say, I forgot, 7 including this weekend. So between us, we picked 7 of the 25 some odd weeks we got right. Not very good this game, James. Not very good.
No, not at all.
And thankfully, because of that stupid suspended game, I beat you in my predictions. I predicted 4 correct games. And you
Weeks.
predicted 3. Isn't that fun? Wasn't that fun?
Congratulations, you got the trophy that nobody cares about. Much like
Baseball's
reliever
hard.
of the year.
Baseball's hard. It's hard to fix
Baseball
things.
is hard, yes.
And maybe the lesson is don't have expectations. Maybe it's our fault for keeping that sheet together.
Again, I never wanted to. You just started doing it.
That's fair. That's fair. You know, I realize it actually is my fault why the Padres have lost. You want me to tell you why?
Why is that?
Well, for one one of the first episodes we did, I did say the Padres weren't going to win the World Series this year, and you said they were. So
I have been more optimistic about the Padres all year than you have.
that's fair. That's totally fine. But it's because I always have like big life events that happen in October, and it's just the way the universe is making sure I don't miss the playoffs. So all I'm trying to say is,
so because your daughter has her first birthday this month.
well, she was born last October,
Yeah.
and I'm moving this month.
So what you're saying is the Padres had to lose so you wouldn't miss the playoffs?
Yeah. So now
Next year, nobody cares about the 2-year-old's birthday party.
No one cares
and
about
you'll
that.
be in your new home.
Yeah, so I think that's how I know the Padres are going to be the playoffs then, because the universe wants me to watch it.
Okay.
And what was I going to do? What was I do 2 Octobers ago? You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I watched the first half of the playoff with the Padres in it. So all I'm trying to say is that my next October, he listened to me.
You have no plan.
I have 0 plans. Maybe a fun, like, Halloween mixer at my job. But that's about it, James. That's about it. You know?
I've said this enough this year. Or maybe not enough, but you're an idiot. And I hope you're right.
I was about to say, but Jamesy. And like I said, we're going to keep talking about news that comes up. I'm sure the Tingler stuff is going to happen sooner rather than later. We're going to have some postseason episodes. We like baseball, so
we have a lot of fun and zany ideas
yeah.
to keep things interested.
Yeah, because
Interesting.
Because our jobs as content creators is to keep you entertained
With content.
with content. So until spring training happens, we're going to give you content. Baseball and Padre related. That is our promise to you, our loyal listener.
And we wanted to end this episode with, because yes, the Padres did disappoint, but you know what? There was a lot of great
Oh, yeah.
things that happened. And you and I have compiled lists of our 10 favorite things that happened this year. And
Do we go
if-
first?
yeah, if you have any other things to add that we missed, feel free to comment.
Yeah.
And if it's something that we blew completely, we'll mention in the next episode.
Yeah. That's a good idea. James, I think the first thing that came to my mind, just to kind of what's going to be odd about this season is that there are special moments that will be forever ingrained in people in this generation of Padre fans' minds. I think a bit of that is, and this was a game that I picked that really galvanized that, was the Reds series.
Should we do a countdown? Number 10.
The real question is that I actually count 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have 12, James.
Number 12.
The Red Series at Petco Park. This is a series in which after we did not do well against the Pittsburgh Pirates, we had an awful road series. The Padres come back home for a 4-game series against the Reds. And
Reopening of Petco Park.
the reopening of Petco Park, Thursday night game, and it's a full crowd. Padre fans should be. Padre fans, as we've described in previous episodes, have had a lot of fun this year. They were spirited fans, and they showed up in force for this series.
Yes.
It was bananas. That opening weekend, I think people couldn't remember what it was like to have 40,000 people next to each other. And then you're like, what is it like when 40,000 people all cheer for the same thing? It's super intoxicating. And that the Thursday night game epitomized it, right? Wade Miley's on the mound, and he throws it almost like he's throwing a great game. Manny Machado breaks up his great game, his 7-inning shutout game, gets up, Padres up 2-0. Mark Melanson comes in. At this point in the season, he's been perfect. And he has a bad game, so he gives up 4 runs, right? 4 runs. So it's a 4-2 game in the bottom of the 9th. And then Eric Hosmer comes up and ties the game somehow.
Literally his only hero moment of the year.
Ties the game with a 2-run bomb, and Petco Park goes bananas. Like, if you want to see what it looks like for 40,000 people have been locked up for 18 months, suddenly be allowed outside.
Like lose their minds, yes.
That's the clip you show, right? And you're just so hyped. And then another Padres on base, and Victor Caratini comes up, and he hits a walk-off 2-run homer, and the place goes bananas. It's just crazy. Padre fans are like, oh my gosh, this is the team of destiny. Surely they won't end up under 500. Surely this is the greatest Padre baseball team of all time. And they went crazy. You know, it's an awesome moment for the city, awesome moment for the fans to kind of like to be a part of. And to me, it was just a cool thing. And then shout out to all the vendors and food cashiers at that weekend, because they had a horrible time.
Yes, they did.
That was a horrible time for all those folks. But I appreciate their patience with all of us. So, James, what's number 11?
Well, number 11. You wrote down, and I agreed with you, the first 2 Dodgers series of the year.
Yeah.
And they were fantastic. Now they're a little bittersweet because they're the promise of they're unfulfilled promise, basically, because every person in baseball prediction said that Padres, Dodgers were going to be the teams to watch this year. They're going to be the most competitive. They're going to make it all the way to the end. Nobody saw the Giants coming.
Right.
Nobody. And even at this point, the Giants were still number 1, but they just, they'll fall eventually. And the first 2 Dodgers series were well played. They were must-watch television.
Oh, yeah.
You go back, every sports analyst, sports show, baseball YouTube channel was all talking about these series.
Yeah.
That was much must-watch TV, and it did not disappoint.
I feel like every game was incredible defense. The first series, the Dodgers beat us took 2 of 3 against the series, and like the end of one game literally was Tommy Pham getting a hit that would have like tied the game, and Mookie Betts makes this unreal play in center field.
Yes,
you know, just absolutely unreal. And then the next series we were in Dodger Stadium. You know, Fernando Tatis Jr. hits 5 home runs in one weekend. The Sunday night baseball game, we're down 7-1 and we win the game 8-7. You're like, this is crazy. It was awesome.
That definitely awesome. Well worth rewatching the highlights of that series. Like I said, looking back now, it's a little, like I said, bittersweet because that's the Padres team that we were expecting to have all year.
Right. I'm waiting for the voice, James.
Number 9, 10. Number 10. I forgot where we were.
A little corny, but every game that I went to see this year, that was our favorite Padre moments because we've talked about this before. We're just happy to see baseball in real life again. And
it was
very
highly
blessed.
enjoyable.
# blessed, James.
We covered a couple episodes ago our favorite moments. Our last episode, our favorite moments at the ballpark this year, and we just going to a ballpark for a big league game is just always enjoyable.
Yep.
Number 9. Tim Hill, pride of Palomar College.
Some would say the greatest thing that's ever come out of that college.
Well, up until us, yes. And he blew way past us. Like, rename Comet Circle Hill Circle.
Yeah.
Build a statue for him. Clearly an elite left-hand reliever, but his specialty one-pitch innings just are awesome to watch.
Yeah, he has 3 one-pitch outings this year. It's incredible.
Yeah.
And often they're just double plays. He just comes in, throws one ground ball, and they ground a double play, and I'm done. I think you ever like work with someone and you're like, damn, they're a model employee.
Yeah.
Damn, that's a model reliever. It's just like, he's not gonna have a tired arm. He barely even works.
I know.
But everything he does is so great. Like, man.
And the extra add-on, he was a Palomar College graduate.
He's a goofy delivery. He's a goofy looking guy, and like people that look that goofy and are that great, you gotta love it. You know. Pour one out for toast to Timothy Mountain, as I like to call him.
Timothy Mountain. Okay, there you go. All right.
I am toasting him.
Yeah, so am I. I said,
cheers,
Joey
cheers.
has his sparkling water, and I have my bottle of water.
Yeah, we're gonna call it sparkling water.
Kids listen to this show, Joseph. No one needs to know what kind of an epic beer snob you really are.
This is not an epic beer. This is what's called a low-cal IPA.
So it's disgusting.
It's not very good. That's correct.
So it's basically sparkling water.
Basically sparkling
All right.
water.
Number 8.
James, it's tough to talk about this game because this game kind of ruined me for the rest of the season. We were in Washington, D.C., and the Padres were like, you know what? Let's score 24 runs.
New Padre record.
Those games are they're called laughers for a reason because you're just like, man, they're probably batting practice out there. But man, it was fun. And I was like, wow, this is the real Padres team. This is it. We can have 24 run games. And I remember watching this game and being like, I can't remember the last time Padres scored this many runs. Right? It's been forever. And it's just it was just a fun
We
time.
never scored that many runs before. We set a record.
It also was fun because you and I were at a game where we almost lost 15-2
Yes.
against the same Washington Nationals. So then that's what was like, this feels
Literally
good.
like a week prior. Yeah. And so we're like, oh, hit him again. Hit him again. Do it. Do it. Yeah.
So it was fun. I really enjoyed this game. And it was just, those kind of games are always fun.
Yeah. It seemed like everybody got a home run.
Yeah.
Jake Cronenworth hit through the cycle.
Yeah.
It was a phenomenal game.
Yeah.
Number 7.
Are you getting slower? Are you getting more? You get a little more sensual too. I don't know. I gotta put an age warning on this.
I was trying to go, more mysterious, but yes, it did come out more sensual, and I apologize.
Well, okay, okay.
And that is, of course, there's no doubt. I mean, I know why I got all mysterious sounding is because we're talking about the Krohn zone.
The Krohn zone.
There's nothing else you can say about it.
Yeah.
Jake Cronenworth is true. It has come out this year as a big league star. There's no way around it. He can play all 4 infield positions well. He was an all-star. He had 20 home runs this year. He was phenomenal defense, 80 plus RBIs. He is an absolute pleasure to watch play baseball because he's such a old school baseball player.
Yeah.
He's not flashy. He does his job and he does it the right way. He plays hard and it is fun to watch Krohn zone, Jake Cronenworth hit a ball.
Yeah, he has definitely shown the world that for all the negativity the Padres have right now, let's not pretend that there isn't good talent evaluators somewhere in the Padres system that said, hey, when we get Tommy Pham, ask for this guy named Jake Cronenworth too.
Yeah, exactly.
One of those was an all-star. It wasn't Tommy Pham.
It wasn't Tommy Pham, no. No, not at all. Jake Cronenworth was absolute pleasure to watch all year. He
hit for the cycle, and he struck out Mookie Betts this year.
He did, in fact, do all that. And he legitimately, I think, next year will have an even better year.
I think so, too.
If we can get a better coaching staff with better analytics teams, stats and live updates, I think he's one of those players that can respond to that very well, and I think he'll even have a better year.
Yeah, I agree.
Number 6.
James, are you familiar with the Minister of Defense?
Yes.
We don't have one in America, but if we did, it'd be Manny Machado. Manny Machado's defense. Manny Machado had an awesome offensive year, like one of his best in his career.
More RBI. Last game he hit 1 RBI and he broke his or tied his most RBIs he ever hit in his career with 106.
Yeah,
which is the second most RBIs in the National League this year.
Second most, yeah. And he's proven to be exactly the player the Padres signed. And I am never happier to have him as a team, on a team. There was a couple hooligans at a game once that said that Manny Machado is one of the worst players ever. And that's when I knew that was a cursed night. One of the many reasons why that night was cursed. Listen to a previous episode about that.
Yes.
But all I have to say about Manny's offense, Manny's defense is something special. All throughout this year, you see Manny ranging into foul ground, throwing sideways to first base. It's absolutely incredible. The dude has insane baseball instincts, can play shallow right field well. It's been awesome to watch him see. Like, I feel like he's matured. Not matured is not the wrong way to say it. I feel like he's gotten more sure at third base. And it's the reason why we've been so good this year, right? He has saved so many runs from happening, and it's been awesome.
He's been super fun to watch, absolutely.
Yeah. Yep.
And definitely, he deserves all the credit he gets. He definitely has been the team captain of the year.
Yep.
I think there's no doubt if the Padres elected a team captain, he would be our captain, and he deserves every accolade we give him, and he might be underpaid.
Yeah, don't say that. Too loud. Don't say that too loudly.
All right, here we go. Number 5. So, what can we say about Fernando Tatis that hasn't already been said? MVP of the year.
Right.
There's
First in home runs in the National League, first in slugging in the National League.
There's just phenomenal defensive plays. There's the cover of MLB The Show. Like, there's so much. He earned that cover. Like, he's the youngest player to be on that show. Did he deserve it? Yeah, he won the MVP title. And the thing is, people like all the other MVP people in the league, he has better stats than all of them.
AJ Cassaville, Tatis was pulled earlier today, early in the game. His season stats are 283 batting average, 365 on base percentage, a 612 slugging. All the while missing 30 games, he was worth between 6 and 7 WAR. He's the first Padres home run leader since Fred McGriff in 1992.
Crime dog.
Yep.
And you know how many home runs Fred McGriff had in that year?
Yeah.
39. 42 is more than 39.
So, yeah. Guy's the real deal.
Legitimately, yeah.
And now he can play right field and center field too.
Yes, he can.
Right. Can't be mad about that.
Again, we could literally spend an hour just talking about every great thing he's done this year, but there's really no reason to. Number 4.
There's a man on our team who's a video gamer first, a baseball player second. Thankfully, he's still a pretty good baseball player. Blake Snell, who has some pretty rough patches this year. Some would say a Larry Rothschild problem? Question mark? I don't know.
I would say it. I have said it.
Blake Snell became the best pitcher in the month of August in all of baseball. Sub-2 ERA. Had no hitters almost twice in that span. Balled out of control. Became exactly like Blake Snell that was promised. Dude was awesome in the month of August, early September. And watching him play was like the only reason why August was fun. Because August is... when someone writes an expose on why the Padres were so bad, it's like because they squandered August. They squandered the easiest month of their schedule while one of their best pitchers was going crazy.
Everything he had was working perfectly. And I haven't seen this dominant of a Padre pitcher since Jake Peavy.
No, it was awesome.
And if Snell can come back and pitch just 2.5 more months like this for next season, he'll probably be a Cy Young winner again. He was lights out. He led majors in strikeouts. It was one of the best pitching performances I've ever seen, and it was, like you said, it was the best thing of the month of August to watch. Even though he, out of his month of August, September, 6 starts, he went 3 for 3 because the Padres couldn't score any runs for him.
Yep.
But he was so dominant. He was so elite. It was impressive to watch. Number 3. That was the worst one so far.
That's the worst one.
All right. So, speaking of left-handed pitchers, Joseph, there is a man, a mythical creature at this point,
Oh, yeah?
from Cathedral Catholic High.
Okay. I'm familiar with the high school, yeah.
Yeah. His name is, of course, Daniel Camarena.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And Daniel Camarena this year is a minor leaguer, came up, did okay for us.
Right.
But when we needed him the most, that's when that's when real heroes emerge. When it's not, there are those heroes that you can rely on 100%, but then the true heroic moments, the guys that stand in the gap and say, I'll hold the line, you guys, get to safety. This man did that. We were getting, to say politely, shellacked by the Nationals.
Yeah.
At Petco Park.
Second night in a row of being shellacked.
We were at the first game.
Yeah, right.
It was terrible. The Padres starter, Blake Snell, was knocked out early. Max Scherzer, you've heard of him,
I have.
was wheeling and dealing. And the Padres were down 8-2.
Mm-hmm.
We had to bring in a pitcher, and we brought in this kid, Daniel Camarena, and his job was to eat innings.
Yep.
We basically said, we're not going to win this game. We have to have somebody throw as many innings as possible to save our bullpen.
Mm-hmm.
And Daniel Camarena said, you know what? No. I'm not going to do it. I am going to show off that in Cathedral High School, I led my team in home runs.
Yeah.
And he came up with the bases loaded against Max Scherzer. And it was quite possibly the greatest Grand Slam in the history of Grand Slams. Once that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dogs and cats, go back, listen to Don Orsillo's call of Camarena to deep right field, and then the background, who Mike was on mute, but he was screaming so loud you could hear him on Don Orsillo's mic, where there's a partition between the two of them. You could hear Mark Grant, oh my gosh, and the crowd went ballistic. Daniel Camarena didn't realize he had hit a home run until he saw the light start flashing. His brother and family in the crowds crying. It was one of the best baseball moments ever. They could make an entire Academy Award-winning movie based off of Daniel Camarena. It was so great. Yeah. I don't know how else to explain it. It was, and then we won the game.
Yeah,
we came back and we won the game. And Mark Grant is going to do a walk because he said before this all started, if we come back to win, I'm going to walk from
Alpine to
Petco, and he's talked today's game. He's going to do it. He's planning the route, and it was one of the. I said I have, in my opinion, the greatest Grand Slam call of all time.
Oh, it's incredible. It was because the sheer shock of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember I was watching that game, and my wife was like, "Are you okay?" Because she wasn't. She's like, we're fishing the cat. Like, she was looking at me, but not the screen. I was like, "Oh my god! Oh 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 my god!" oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I was like, what? It's like
I can't remember who immediately called who right after it, but we were both
I was like, holy, blank, 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 blank. Like, this is crazy. I've never, like, it was the most absurd baseball moment.
So
but it was awesome.
It was his first major league hit. Just to explain how absurd it is and why it's great. It was his first major league hit.
Right.
The last time a reliever hit a grand slam home run was in the 70s.
Yep.
But the first time a pitcher ever got his first career hit as a grand slam, it's only ever happened one time before. It was, I think his name was Bill Duggleby.
Yeah, some late 19th century.
1898. So
It's wild.
Daniel Camarena has done something. No matter what he does in baseball, he might never come back and pitch
Right.
again. He's in the Hall of Fame stats because
Right.
of that one home run and just how nuts it was. He hit it off of Max Scherzer, first ballot
Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer. Like he'll get 90 plus votes.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Daniel Camarena also hadn't swung a bat in, like, professionally in over 10 years.
Yeah.
So crazy.
It was crazy. And the thing is, like, it was also a beautiful hit.
Yeah.
It was a low and like he
A golf
went and
shot.
got it.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
a golf shot. It was like something you used to see Ken Griffey Jr. hit.
Oh, yeah. It was awesome. Man, and it mattered. We won the game.
Yeah.
Came back and won it. It was wild. Wild, man. It was awesome.
It was very awesome. Number 2.
James, this is the somber one, but also has to be our favorite. The list is the DC game. We talk about that. We've had a whole episode about it. There was a shooting outside Washington National and San Diego Padres game, and the game was suspended, and it was a very, very, like,
Terrifying moment.
We had a whole episode about it. It's very emotional. If you want to hear two grown men almost crying on mic.
Almost cried.
Almost cried. And the reason why we had this on this list is because, listen, it's baseball, James, right? We're not fooling ourselves. This isn't something that really matters, right? And so when something happens that really matters, like an emergency, people's lives could be threatened, and then you realize a thing that doesn't really matter has people that care about things that really do matter. That's why it's impactful. By that, we mean that we saw San Diego Padres players act like heroes, be selfless, get people in from the stands and into the dugout to try to save people's lives. And thank God that wasn't as bad as it was hypothesized to be. But, it was awesome seeing, as you said aptly, is like, you knew them as good ball players, but now they're good men.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
it was. I guess it was a great. It wasn't. It's hard to say great moment.
No, but
somebody was severely injured. It was just one of those moments, like you said, it's entertainment. We're watching this for entertainment, and then to see these guys that we have invested a lot of our time into.
Have we invested a lot of our time?
Yeah, a little bit. A lot of time and energy into, and then to realize, our love of this team and these players is not misplaced. They are decent human beings. They ran back and forth. Machado and Hosmer ran back and forth reportedly 5-6 times.
Machado and Tatis.
Oh, who'd I say?
Hosmer.
Oh, that's sorry. Tatis, Machado, Myers,
Yep.
Brian O'Grady, and Profar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really great to see, and it was one of those moments. It's like, life does suck, and it's nice to know that. Again, it's nice to know your love isn't misplaced.
Right. Drum roll.
Number 1. And if you can't guess it already, I mean, I don't know if you don't know what our number 1 is.
Right.
you are not a Padre fan and or understand what happened 10 games into the season when San Diego's own Joe Musgrove did what, Joe?
He threw a no-hitter, James.
Hence the nickname.
Yeah, this season has a lot of moments, but this is the moment in Padres history we'll never forget.
It's a moment we've been waiting for Padres history.
Oh, yeah.
For 50 years.
Yeah. We were on, it's just such a fun moment, just like watching on TV, seeing the tenseness of the crowd, seeing everyone on Twitter being like, oh my gosh, he's going to do it. He's going to do it. He's going to do it. And he did it.
He did.
I'll still watch that ninth inning from time to time.
I literally rewatched it yesterday. I watched all 27 outs. They broke it down to all 27 outs he made. It's a 5.5 minute clip. It's great.
Yeah.
And there's another thing on YouTube where they take all of the last calls.
Yeah.
Don Orsillo, Jesse Agler, our Spanish broadcast, our Korean broadcast. They were all great.
That's awesome. Yeah, because Ha-Seong Kim was the shortstop.
Yeah.
And Profar was on first base.
And Ha-Seong Kim made the final out.
Yep.
Ground ball to shortstop. Oh, it was just great.
Just the story is incredible. Joe Musgrove grew up here, has an SD logo on him. Like, his family had season tickets at Qualcomm, Jack Murphy, and at Petco, and he's the guy that does it. Like,
he's wearing number 44 because his idol growing up was Jake Peavy.
Yeah. You can't, that's just such a beautiful baseball moment. Because you can't help but love baseball at that moment.
Yeah, and Joe Musgrove went on to have his best year of his career. He struck out number 200, got to 200 strikeouts this year, which is a number starting pitchers like to get to. First time he's ever done in his career.
Yep.
He was our most consistent pitcher. He was one of the more had one of the league leading in what's considered quality starts.
Yeah.
And it was a really good, just a phenomenal moment in baseball history, Padre history.
Yeah. And we'll never forget it.
No, we will. No, we will not. No, we will not.
But the ups and downs of the season, James, becomes to close.
And ultimately, this might sound hokey.
Okay. I'm ready.
Yeah, we're disappointing. I wanted to win the World Series, but just to watch the Padres, there's always more ups. Just the joy of watching my Padres play. I can't. Like I said, I've seen him lose, and I have never been so disappointed in a team. I've never not been excited for next year.
Oh yeah, yeah. Honestly, it's like, I can't wait for spring training. I can't wait till that happen.
February 22nd is our first game, where it's a special game between them. It's a charity game between the Mariners and the Padres. Usually, it's just the Mariners and Padres AAA teams playing, but that's the first game of the spring. First spring training event.
Yeah. I'm excited for it, man. James, what a season. Thanks. As I'm raising my aged fizzy water, good job, James. Good season, James.
Good season, Joe.
Good season. Good job. We did it. 62 episodes, 2021 Padres season in the books. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
It's been a pleasure. And
until next season. Before that's not true because we're going to do episodes about the Padres all year long.
So
until
we're going to have a 4-month hiatus. We just made a content schedule. What are you doing?
Until next episode. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe.
Yeah.
YouTube, Spotify.
Yep.
Follow us on Twitter at Brothers Padre. Just Joey.
Yeah.
Go Padres.
Go Padres.
And there it is. Oh, doctor, you can hang a star on that, baby.